Welcome to the exclusive training Tuesday for the art of relationshiping. Today, we're going to dig into what happens when you're on the heels of a painful breakup, divorce, loss, and you wonder if the pain will ever subside enough for you to love again. How do you kick the loneliness habit without fear of isolation, disappointment, embarrassment, or feeling like there's something wrong with you? Because that is actually not the case. After hearing tons of people struggling with their attempt to find the right relationship, I have heard over and over again, I wish I could find the right one to share my life with, who adores me, who I can love. What if I told you that the perfect partner right now may actually not create the perfect relationship? Maybe this is going to trigger you. Maybe you would feel relieved because you didn't feel like you were ready to put the effort into building the perfect relationship, and hiding is so much easier. Maybe you're being on the heels of heartbreak, mourning the loss of what could have been in a relationship is safer than taking action to live the next chapter of your life and love story. Maybe hiding is easier, but is it really what you want for your life? Right now, I'm going to reveal to you why meeting the one right now isn't going to result in your dream come true relationship. And I'm also going to share with you exactly what the steps will be so that when you do meet the right one, you can identify that they are the right one, and you'll know how to show them that you are the one for them. Oftentimes, people come to me after life has served them some significant grief, trauma, or loss. I'm Michelle Hoffman. They have made me a relationship coach because they know I've been there. I understand that kind of pain, and I can help them go from the pain of being so isolated or lonely and the suffering of grief, feeling like you may never love again, to Pleasure Island, I call it, where you know you can live life on your own terms and attract, keep, and enjoy the right relationships in your life. And that does include intimate relationships. But we work on all of them. So people come to me when they are feeling like they're ready for that to happen, but they simply don't know the steps to get there. So they feel like it should have already happened. And they're like, why isn't this happening already? So that's oftentimes when people will come to me, because they haven't had the role models, they haven't had the experience to know when they're feeling that they're on the right path, that clear, well-lit path, and you don't have to be distracted by sparkly objects or other people's opinions and that sort of thing. So after trying to figure things out on their own, they realize it doesn't always just happen naturally if you don't know the steps to get there. And then they sit back for a moment and they come to the realization, and I just heard this yesterday from someone, wow, I have to figure out life on my own now. I have to figure out life on my own now. So I'm going to share some of the things that you can do that's going to help you move through grief, loss, trauma, the loss of a relationship of what it should have been, so that you can step into who you would like to become and live the life of your dreams. Number one, finding the gift in the grief. And I'm going to post about this later because excuse me, there was I was a podcast guest, and I was telling this story, and the host was like, wow, you actually find the gift in the grief. And here's where this came from. I had written Life Worth Living, the guide I did not have, which is now on Amazon. And my publisher had me walking the red carpet. And the interviewer was asking me, how do you help people through grief and loss? And it actually, I'm going to use the word grief, but it could be grief, loss, trauma, life change, or really just desiring something else for in your life that might take some real effort to shift what you've been doing so that you can have the life of your dreams. So anyway, the interviewer asks me, how do you help people through grief? I literally left my body and I'm like, why is he asking me about grief? I like when I'm so positive and I can help people live such a happy life. Why is he talking about grief? And I had this internal conversation. He's asking about grief because I'm a widow and I've been able to rebuild life after loss, realizing that I'm head of household, sole parent, and single. And that when that pain was so deep, I thought I would never love again, and that I could pull all of this together. And I put together a process and helped other people. So I needed to answer this question. So I came back into my body, and you can see that I'm uncomfortable on the video, but it really only happened that fast. So whew, good job on that one. So finding the gift in the grief. It's really about honoring the treasure that this grief or that relationship or this experience or the trauma holds for you so that it doesn't have a hold on you. And what I said to the person interviewing me was, you know, grief is complicated and it's ambiguous and it blurs your vision when you're driving because your eyes are filled with tears. And when you're trying to get something done, grief, or you could put in any of the other appropriate words that apply to you, grief stops you from getting what you want to get done by slamming your head against the wall, dropping you to the kitchen floor. Grief puts its foot on your neck, prevents you from breathing or seeing your future. And the way to move through grief is to invite grief in to have a seat and a cup of tea at your table and identify what grief holds that you treasure and honor that so that grief doesn't have a hold on you. And actually that grief, that emotion will help move you forward. But moving with intention and treasuring it is the mindset shift, oof, don't say that 5 times, that changes everything. Number 2, kick the loneliness habit. Connect. And I talk about relationshiping. Connect with the relationship with your inner voice. Connect with your family, connect with your friends, connect with your community, join a group, try something with a group of people with something that you already know how to do, or try a new adventure or skill of something you don't know how to do, which creates new neural pathways. And doing this helps you understand that you're part of something bigger than yourself and you won't feel so isolated. Because when you're taking care of everyone and everything, who is taking care of you? And number 3, how do you date yourself? Take yourself out on a date, a movie, a dinner, a bath with a great book, a massage. So many ideas that people have about taking yourself out on a date involve self-care. And I want to highlight that because all of this self-care leads to self-worth. And let's face it, increasing your worth increases your value. And I talk about, the term I use is become relationship ready. And it's being relationship ready to have a relationship with yourself and also being the person that you would like to attract a partner to. And I say, you know, if you're ready to be dating, if you're jumping into the dating pool, are you looking for someone to save you? Or are you able to be relationship ready and able to identify someone else, the appropriate people who are relationship ready? And can you identify someone who might drag you down with them? You need to be able to discern that so that you can partner with someone when you can stand as your own individual, be relationship ready, and invite someone in who's also relationship ready, so you can maintain your individuality and together you are something more. So become relationship ready, and then your self-confidence and your self-value increase. If you are not relationship ready, then your value is at stake. The suffering of loss is so painful. You fear you may never love again. Staying stuck to honor lost love, more likely than not, is not what that person or that relationship or that experience intended for you. So it's really not honoring that lost who you used to be, that lost woulda, coulda, shoulda been, if you're staying stuck in it. You may be worried that there may never be anyone who would be able to replace your lost love or the love you thought should have happened. Who would desire you with all this baggage might go through your mind. Here's the truth. My top clients went from widowed or divorced to recognizing the right one for them, enjoying the courtship from chemistry to casual to committed, and they are deeply in love with their new relationship. If you believe that I might be able to help you with that, then type in "ready for love" in the comments below and let's connect.